Hey guys, we'll get started in just a minute. Thank you guys so much for being here. Sorry, just give me 1 second. We're just having a little bit of technical difficulty. I am going to just do this. All right, cool. So, let's kick things off. So, first off, thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you so much for being Birdeye customers. Um, my name is Dheeraj Nolapaneni, and I am a product marketing writer here at Birdeye. So I contribute content to our blog, and I run webinars like these where we help customers better understand how they could be using the Birdeye platform to full effectiveness. So without further ado, let's take a look at our agenda for the day. So 5 parts to this webinar. First off, we're just going to be talking about Birdeye interactions and how it can help your business. So first, we'll lead things off with kind of a top high-level overview of the customer and business journey. So next, we'll go right into the product. We'll show you some of the different features, including a couple things we released just this week, which is Birdeye Teams and Birdeye Receptionist, both really cool features. Then you'll have the opportunity to see all of those features in action with a live demo that's going to take somewhere around 10 minutes. After that, we'll give a little bit of information on how you can get started with Birdeye interactions. And last but not least, we'll have an audience Q&A. You can just type in your questions right into that questions box that you see. I should mention that, if you don't think you're going to get to the end, you'll have to drop off for whatever reason, feel free to just leave a question in the box. I mean, I might not be able to get to it in the webinar, but I can get someone to reach out to you and answer that whenever possible. So let's just keep moving and talk about the customer and business journey. So first off, one thing that we want to emphasize here, it's customer experience that drives revenue. Most of you listening to this probably know Birdeye as a reviews company, and there is a reason why that was our focus for so long. Reviews are a key part of the customer experience. It helps customers discover you and see the social proof of your happy customers right away. And that social proof is big for helping them understand what kinds of services that they're going to get from you. But the story doesn't end there. So I'm going to talk about this graphic here, but first I want to tell a story. Right, a couple of months ago, I was looking for a new healthcare provider. So I did what most people would do. I went to Google and I searched for healthcare practices near me. So, I went and I called a couple of different practices. I found this, list based on, whoever had the best reviews on Google, but I needed to know if they were in network with my health insurance. For some reason, that was really hard. I called multiple different practices, and there was a couple of different occasions where I was on hold for more than 10 minutes and then I just got hung up on. And that was frustrating, and it left a really bad taste in my mouth about those practices particularly. But then I found another practice that offered a chat feature. On their website, I asked them, my question about my insurance, and they were able to give me an answer within 5 minutes. Then I was able to schedule an appointment really easily. I mean, it was kind of shocking how easy it was compared to some of the other options that I looked at. Anyway, the reason I tell this story is because it corresponds perfectly with the framework that we have here. There's 3 moments of truth in the customer journey. The first moment of truth is desire. That's when someone realizes they have a need, so they search for your business and they're weighing their different options. For me, that's when I realized I needed a new healthcare provider, and I looked for all these different options on Google. Phase two is decide. That's when someone chooses one of those different businesses, from all these different options that they're looking at. For me, that was, when I was able to get in contact with the provider I eventually ended up choosing through chat. Then phase three is the light. This is a little bit further down the road. That's, when someone's already a customer, you're collecting feedback through surveys, review insights to make sure that you're providing the best experience possible. So um, a key component for these great customer experiences is great customer interactions. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one here. A lot of us as consumers have had these bad experiences where we're just getting left on hold. And as we all know, it's frustrating. It's a bad customer experience and it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Now, being able to reach customers on the mediums that they're using the most, whether that's text or chat or Facebook Messenger, makes a big difference in terms of your bottom line. Now, businesses that are able to adapt to these relatively new communications mediums have a big advantage. On the other hand, businesses that aren't able to do this might see themselves falling behind. So the businesses that win are not those that are just going to be highly visible on search. They're going to be those who are able to communicate with customers quickly and effectively. So moving through this here, now we saw that graphic a little bit earlier about the customer journey. And remember those 3 moments of truth that we had? Those correspond to 3 moments of truth for your business. The first, be found. This is something Birdeye does, fixing your listings, getting reviews, so it's easy for a customer to discover you on Google search. Now, the second moment is be chosen. That's all something our Birdeye Interactions product is meant to do. People are deciding between these different options and trying to get in contact with your business. Then there's be the best, which is more about collecting feedback and communicating with your existing customers. Um, Again, that is something that we do through products like surveys and insights. And you can see how exactly all of our different products correspond to these different moments of truth right here. Now, all 3 of these are incredibly important, don't get me wrong, but today we're just going to be talking about that middle phase, be chosen, and customer interactions. So moving forward here, um, let's get into it. Let's talk about some of the benefits of Birdeye Interactions and how exactly it can help you in that customer journey. First, just a little bit about the platform. We did listen to customers like you to get a better understanding of what exactly would be most efficient for you and your employees. So we made a platform where you can see all of your communications, whether it's chat, whether it's text, or whether it's Facebook Messenger. We just wanted it to be easy for businesses to stay on top of all of these different channels. Now, interactions gives businesses everything they need to reach leads on their preferred channels. This gives you a better chance of reaching those, who are in that decide phase. They're trying to find these different, they're deciding between a few different options, and it helps you connect with those leads in the way that they prefer. So one big channel, speaking of things that customers prefer, is texting. We call texting a business essential. And what do we mean by that? Well, for a long time, things like phone and email were business essentials, but right now they're oversaturated mediums. Email inboxes are just flooded nowadays. I mean, I have more than 20,000 in my inbox. Not really sure how that happened, but that's a different story. And when it comes to phone, a lot of people find themselves playing phone tag. What that basically means is, I'm sure it's something a lot of you have experienced. A customer calls you, they get your voicemail, and then you call them and you get their voicemail. Not a fun experience for either side. Well, customers, on the other hand, use text to communicate with friends and family, and they want to be able to do the same thing with businesses. You can see the numbers right here. You have a much greater chance of reaching a customer via text. Open rate is something like 98% for a text message compared to something like 40% on average with an email. 89% of customers prefer to interact with businesses via text message. And here's a big one. 1 in 3 customers have tried to text a business and haven't gotten a response. And going back to my story, customers who aren't able to reach you on their preferred channel are just going to go somewhere else. So let's talk about the Birdeye product and talk about how it can help you connect with both prospects and customers. So there's 7 features within this new interactions product, and we'll just go through each one individually and talk about some of the benefits. Um, So first one right here, lead things off with a stat. 66% of customers have used at least 3 different communication channels to contact a business. You know, customers will rarely stick to just one, right? A customer can contact you on text, Facebook, chat, phone call, email. Unfortunately, that makes it really easy for these queries to get lost in the shuffle. And that's understandable, when your business has a bunch of things to worry about, but it also doesn't feel great in terms of overall customer experience. So luckily, there's a solution to that problem, the Birdeye Inbox. Uh, this was previously known as Messenger for those of you who had been using that product in the past. This is a unified inbox where you can view and respond to messages from customers and prospects, irrespective of where they're coming from. It really helps to simplify the process and help you ensure that you're staying on top of customer messages no matter what channel they come from. Again, this is can support text. You see messages from Facebook, and you can see messages from website chat. So speaking of website chat, one other feature that we offer as part of interactions is live chats. We're going to talk about 3 different chat products here, starting with live chat. These all fall under the same umbrella. They're all website chat features that are meant to communicate with your website visitors. These are huge because they help convert more of these visitors into customers. Again, going back to my story that I told at the beginning of this webinar, prospects really want to have quick answers to their questions, and something like chat helps to provide that. Now, if you do have a team that's able to take on chats from customers as they come in, you can use Birdeye live chat. So this allows your customer service team to be connected with website visitors while they're still on your site. So you can resolve their issues quickly. Now, 79% of businesses that use live chat say it has a positive effect on sales, revenue, and customer loyalty. Remember, as I just said, a quick response is huge. But not every business out there has the resources for live chat. There is a solution to this, and that is chatbot. This is an automated program that provides answers to frequently asked questions. Our little handy sidekick, Robin, allows you to answer questions like what you see on the screen. What's your address? And it can provide you an answer based on the information you can find within your Birdeye account. So you can see the stat on the screen again. 57% of businesses agree chatbots deliver large ROI with minimal effort. Um, Quite obviously, you don't have to pay a chatbot as much as you would an actual customer service rep. And even if you are using a customer service team, chatbot can be a great complement. It can answer the simpler questions. So you can get your team to answer the more complex stuff. So again, chatbot is really meant for these simpler questions. But what happens if you don't have the resources to have a full customer service team on live chat, and a customer asks a question that's just too complex for chatbot to answer? What can you do in that case? So there is a solution to that, and that is web chat. A little bit different from live chat, easy to confuse them because they sound pretty similar. But a web chat allows you to respond to customer chats at your own availability. A customer can leave a message and then they'll get a message that says something like, we'll follow up with you on your number. So, whenever you're available to um, respond to that message, you'll be able to do that um, via your cell phone. So this is great because it helps to make sure that you're not constantly tied down to your desk and just waiting for all these um, different chats to come in. And high satisfaction levels because it takes the conversation to text messages, which again is your customer's favorite platform. So I did get a question that I think would be good to answer at this point. So someone says, hello, stats you share for texting as a preference. Is that true of all ages and demographics? We often have an older clientele. Are they also preferring texting? Great question. So, I think maybe 10 years ago, people really knew texting as a young person's thing. uh, People would be like, "Oh man, these teens and they're texting." But I think as time has gone on, the statistics have really shown that more and more of those older demographics are using texting as well. It's definitely a little bit more prevalent with the millennials and Gen Z and all that. But we found that you know texting is really convenient, even for the older demographic as well, because the thing about, again, just to repeat myself here, phone calls and email is, it's super easy for an email to just get lost in an inbox. And phone calls, there's just a lot of frustration about, being left on hold or having to, um, you know, um, get someone's voicemail. So texting really helps circumvent both of those problems. So let me go on to the next slide, which pretty relevant to what we just discussed, mass text messaging. So what this feature does is it gives you the ability to send text out to hundreds of customers at once. What's great about mass texting is that if you have a new sale coming up or an event or a new service you're offering, it can help you easily promote that to your existing customer base. um, Again, texts get opened at a far higher rate than emails do, and they also get more responses. Text messages get a 45% response rate compared to just 6% for email. Now, this is especially great for the current situation. We've seen some Birdeye users with reopening happening in some states, sending a text saying like, hey, we're opening back up. We're taking these safety precautions. If you have any questions, just reach out. And they've seen some pretty great response off that. Now, just two more features before we get into the live demo. Uh, for all of these different features, it's crucial that your team is able to stay on top of every message that they're getting. So we've introduced some features that help to enable this kind of collaboration. So Birdeye Teams gives businesses the ability to do things like leave internal notes. So you can tell one of your employees how to respond to a message. These internal notes are only visible to your team. And, if you have someone new on board, you can tell them something like, hey, just make sure this appointment is scheduled and you get this information from them. And, once your employee has closed the conversation, everything's been taken care of, they can mark it closed so you know that everything is good there. Now, last one, again, this is something that released just this week. Really cool feature, Birdeye Receptionist. Um, you know, I know there's some businesses out there that have some problems playing phone tag, which again, your customer calls you and they get your voicemail, you call them and you get their voicemail. Frustrating situation all around. Now, receptionist is meant to get around all of that. Now, if you get a voicemail from a customer, they get an automatic text back from you saying something like what you see on the screen there. We've received your voicemail and we'll reply to you as soon as you can. Then you're able to send them a text on your own time. This is great because it prevents you from having to play phone tag. You don't need to keep calling your customer hoping you'll reach them. All of that is avoided. So I know I just threw a lot of information at you guys, so thanks for bearing with me. But these are all of the features that we discussed. Again, we'll take a minute and then we'll show you a demo so you can get a better idea of how these things work in action. Okay, so let's. Um, so before we do that, though, a couple of quotes that we got from some happy Birdeye customers who are using these features already. First off, I'll just read both of these. Interactions helps me avoid playing phone tag with my customers and getting lost in their email inbox, creating faster conversions. And next, while Birdeye reviews can't read today, helps get people to my website, Birdeye interactions helps me connect so that I can make them my customer. And that is what we love to hear. So let's get right into it. Let's take a look at a live demo. All right, I'll open up this screen here. So this is a real small business. This is actually my acupuncturist, Diana. She's awesome for any of you that happen to be in the San Jose area. But anyway, let me open this demo web chat. So Um, if you don't know what it looks like, this is how web chat looks for a business. the customer just clicks on the icon and then they see this screen here, which says something like, we'll text you. Our team's here to help. So all I have to do is enter my name, my phone number, and I have the option to select the team that I want this to go to. So let's say, I'm someone new to this business and I want to schedule an appointment for the future. I'll click the appointment scheduling team. These different teams are something that you can set in the Birdeye dashboard. So click that and I'll put in a message. I'll say, where are you located? Ah, that is not what I wanted to type. Located. There we go. So right away, we got a response. This is from our chatbot, Robin. So you can see the address right there from Robin. It's taking information from the business's Birdeye profile in order to relay that information really quickly to the prospect. And it's great because it saves time not only for the business, you don't have to have one of your team members respond to that query. It also saves time for me. I got an answer to my question right away. And then let me something else. I'll say, do you do massage therapy? Okay, I'll click this. So this question is a little bit too complex for our chatbot to answer. So let me hop into the business's point of view in this little demo dashboard I have here, and I'll go to the Birdeye inbox. So if I'm looking at my messages, I can see this conversation with the customer. So you can see I, as a employee of this business, can already see what's happened so far with the question that the customer asked, and then I see this latest question, do you do massage therapy? So I will go ahead and send them a message. So I'll say, yes, we do. When are you? Yes, we do. Was there a specific time you, actually, that's a little too, let's do this. Would you like to set an appointment? Hit send. So let's hop back into the customer's point of view. So you can see that they, while they're in the web chat still, while they're still on your website, they see that response. So again, in a lot of cases, speed of response is everything. So this live chat feature is really helpful to making sure that you're reaching these prospects in a timely fashion. But it's not always possible to provide an immediate response. So what happens if I do something like this? Let's say, as a customer, I type in, yes, are you guys available this Tuesday? And again, I'm gonna wait for a little bit. So reason why I'm, not responding right away from the business point of view is because, just in general, it's not always going to be possible for every business. Sometimes people get up to get a cup of coffee, maybe they're going to the bathroom. Sometimes it's not always possible to get that immediate response. So Just to review what we've seen so far, right here we saw the chatbot widget featuring our handy little sidekick Robin. And right here we saw live chat in action. That's when your business gets connected with the website visitor in real time. So let's just wait a little bit. So I got this notification as a customer. It says, we'll text you, we'll follow up with you soon on your number. And as you do recall, I did put that in at the beginning of this interaction. So let me hop back into the business point of view. I'll say something like, we do. Are you available? We are. Are you available this Tuesday? I cannot type today. Tuesday at 3 p.m. Hit send there. So let's see what happens here. So I'll pull up my phone. You can see it right here. So I got that message from the business. So let's say I respond like, sounds great. See you then. So the business will be able to see that in this same conversation. So let's say, I'm the business owner and I want to make sure this customer comes in, we get all the information we need, but I have to run off and take care of something else. Well, what I can do is I can assign this conversation to one of my team members. So let me go right here. I'll assign this to my employee, Tom Brady. So, Tom, I think he's new. I think he just switched organizations. So I'll give him a little bit of instructions so he'll know exactly what to do. So I'll go here at actions and I'll add an internal note. I'll say, make sure this customer has check-in instructions. So again, this internal note is going to be only visible to your employees. It's not something the customer will be able to see. So, if Tom really isn't sure how to respond, what he can do is he can go into these templates. These pre-fill, and you can set these, you can build these within the Birdeye platform. So I'll use one of these pre-built templates. So you can see it auto-fills here. This is an appointment notification template that I built. It's a little COVID-19 related, as you can see. Tom just has to put in the right day and time for Tuesday at 3, Tuesday, 3 p.m. And then it gives the customer some pre-check-in instructions as well. So all he has to do is hit send. So let me send that. So one last feature I want to show. So let me call the business for a second as a customer. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to minimize this. So let's say I'm the customer, I'm on my way to my appointment, and I just don't remember the address, so I want to give the business a call. So let me put on my speaker.
Hello, you've reached Polygs. Please leave your name, phone number, and reason you're contacting us, and we will reply as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hey, what is your address? Thank you. So let's see what happens when I do that. Well, you see that the business is able to see that voicemail right here. I can play it back, and I also have this transcript right here. The customer got an automated text back from Robin. Again, Robin is using the information from your Birdeye profile. So cool feature there. Again, reception is totally both eliminates the need for phone tag, and it also saves time for your team, right? We didn't need an actual customer service rep to go and answer that manually. Robin was able to take care of it right away. So let's take us through a couple more things here. So first, let's look at these filters. Um, you know, if I'm a manager, I'm managing this team, I can keep an eye on all these different customer messages this way. So let's say I want to look at, which one of these different teams have what assigned. I can do that, or I can look at individual users. Or if I don't want to look at the rest of my team, I can just look at the messages that are assigned to me. Whatever I choose to do, I can make sure that I'm keeping an eye on all of these different messages every day. So, if for whatever reason I need to call this customer, I can do that fairly easily. Just click on this customer's name and you can see their phone number right here. So let's talk about how you can send a mass text campaign. So first, let's go to the campaigns tab. I'm going to create a new campaign, custom, manual, and I can send a campaign via text. I'll choose my audience here, and I can add, um, some of these people from my existing contacts. So again, this is a great way to send text messages to hundreds of customers at a time. A great way to get the word out if you need to do that. Again, texting has a far higher open rate than email, which mostly just gets deleted. Again, also a great way to keep customers updated during this current crisis that we're in. So that's it for our demo. And let's talk about what you can, well, first let me get back into this deck here. Let's talk about what you can do to get started if you're a current Birdeye customer. Now, some of you might be wondering if you have interactions available to you already. The answer is it depends. If you have the professional package already, then you will automatically receive Birdeye interactions. If you don't have the professional package, then you're going to need to upgrade in order to get interactions. In case you don't know what package you have, which is totally understandable, here's how you can figure it out. You can go to the account tab right here. I'll exit without saving this campaign. Wait for this to load. Or you can just go to products and you can see which products you have active and which products you have inactive. So if you see, our interactions features in the inactive products column, that means that, you know, it's not available and you're going to need to upgrade. Now, in case you do have interactions, and while I'm here in this dashboard, and you want to turn on features like web chat and chatbot and all that, what you can do is you can go to settings. If you have multiple locations, pick whichever location you want to set this up for. I'll hit this Charlotte location. And wait a second for this to load. Um, and so I'll have the ability to set that up. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button there. Sorry about that. Let me go back for a second. So you go to settings and then you hit set up right here. Jeez, I did it again. Okay. So let me do that. Let me try that one more time. Sorry, guys. Okay. The problem was I was going to an inactive widget. So I'll do that for this one, which is an active widget. And geez. Okay. Well, regardless, it is something that you can set up with settings, and it is something, we can get in contact with you about through our support team. Now, let's take a now one recommendation that we have for all of our listeners is, if you're not using interactions, you should still integrate your landline with Birdeye. So, if you're just sticking with reviews, those review request texts that you send out will come from your landline number, which chances are is something that your customers can already a number that your customers already recognize. Uh, this is something that works really well. And if you want help on this, just type in support on the questions box. We'll get someone to reach out and we'll make sure that your landline is integrated. So just moving through these final few sections here. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you want to get started with interactions, you can reach out to your Birdeye customer service rep, or you can email us at sales@birdeye.com. Well, now it's time for the audience Q&A. I see that we have some questions in here already. I'll try to get through as many of these as I can. We also have our Director of Customer Marketing here, Jennifer Campisi. So
Can you hear
let's,
me now? Hello.
hey Jennifer.
Hi. I'm answering the questions in the chat, but some of them are really useful for probably everyone on the call. So we can go through some of those that apply. The first question I see, Dheeraj, is are all of these features available for current Birdeye clients, or are they an extra cost? So that question, it depends on what plan you're on. If you're not sure what plan you're on, we have, several different plans. Just let us know. You can send it over an email to support@birdeye.com, or send me an email, jennifer@birdeye.com. I'm happy to check, and we'll see If you are on our professional plan, then most of this stuff is included, and we can help you get started using it if you're not. If you don't have the professional plan, then we can let you know how you can add on the features that would be, of use to you.
Exactly. So yeah, if you guys are interested in having someone reach out, just type in interested in the question box. We'll make sure somebody reaches out to you.
Oh, I like
Um,
this one, Biraj. This one, and I get asked this a lot by customers and prospects. For the stats that you shared for texting as a preference, um, is that true of all ages and demographics? This one says we often have an older clientele. Do they also prefer texting? Actually, yes. All the data shows that everybody prefers texting. It's not that every single person prefers, but it's across all age groups and demographics prefer and respond to texting at a much higher rate than email or answering the phone. And I think as you start to use the interactions in inbox, you'll see that as soon as you text someone, people check their text right away. It doesn't get buried in an inbox. They can send over a quick response. You can send over a quick response. It's a great way to keep someone engaged, multitask. Um, Honestly, the feedback I get, and I talk with customers all day long, is it's one of the best additions that they've had, or as customers are, or as everyone's sort of working differently these days, just a quick way to get questions answered, um, information before appointments. I mean, there's so many use cases for the interactions. So, and I'm happy to go through it. It really depends on industry, but we can go over that with anybody um, in a personal session too.
right. And yeah, that is something we talked about earlier. Most people, regardless of their age group, just see the convenience of texting over traditional channels like email and phone calls. Now, we're going to continue to answer your questions, but just want to show this deal off to those of you who've stuck around. You know, new referral deal that we have going on. So it works like this. You have your personal referral link that you can access by clicking this button on the bottom of the left column on your Birdeye profile. Then you can share that personal referral link on social media pages. If you are on any LinkedIn or Facebook industry groups, uh, then just tag Birdeye in the post and then send a screenshot to referrals@birdeye.com and we can send you over a $25 Amazon gift card. Only catch is the limit is 4 posts, so you can get $100 in Amazon gift cards. So let me take a look at a few of more of these questions. Thank you guys for all these questions. Let's see, I did see one. So this is a great question here. How does this work with multiple locations? We have, multiple different locations. So as that is true for a lot of our customers. So what we've done is that we have, as we saw at the demo, customers have the ability to choose which location that they want to contact. They have the option to select, I think the example that we saw was Brooklyn or Manhattan. They can select that in the drop down and get connected with the location that's closer to them, and then that message will be sent over to the relevant team.
Dheeraj, did you answer the chatbot feature question? It says for the chatbot feature, what kind of customizations can we do? For example, if someone asks to schedule an appointment, could we set it so that the chatbot automatically sends them a Calendly link? I will answer that. So currently, the chatbot feature answers the questions based off of your custom profiles. So things such as hours, location, what payments you take, what services you do. However, we are going to be coming out with custom facts that you will be able to customize and be able to send over the questions and answers. So if that's something that you are interested in, please, reach out to me. It's jennifer@birdeye.com, and I'd love to have you part of our kind of initial group to do that, because that way we can get your feedback. But currently, it is going to be just the information that's on your Birdeye profile, and we will be making it more customizable soon.
Right. So I got a great question from also about live chat. So somebody asked, do we have to choose between live chat, web chat, or bot chat, or can all of this be integrated together? So the answer to that is yes, they can all be integrated together. You can, choose to turn on all of these different features, or, if for whatever reason you don't want to use one, you can turn them off. So let's see, have some more questions. So someone asks, are the messages in Birdeye inbox saved indefinitely in the system to track conversations? The answer to that is yes, they will be in the Birdeye inbox indefinitely. If for whatever reason you want to delete them, you can go into campaigns and then contacts and then delete the contact. And then that conversation will be gone from the inbox. But if you don't do that, the conversation will be there indefinitely, and you will have that customer as a contact.
Dheeraj, landline texting, did you let everybody know if you have a landline that you want to make textable, we can easily do that, and you can send us an email at support@birdeye.com, and we'd be happy to set that up. I had a couple
Yeah,
people chat in about.
yeah. So again, I turned back to the slide where I talked about that. But yeah, if you want help on this, just type in support in the questions box. We'll make sure someone reaches out.
Yep.
Yeah. So
It's great.
oh, sorry, Jennifer, go ahead.
No, it's great to have, because it'll be the same number as your business then. There's lots of people that like having it, be that recognizable number.
Yeah, absolutely. For review requests as well, just great to have that landline number integrated. So, question from Laura: how can we add the chat link to our website? So, the answer to that is it's actually a really easy process. It just requires a single line of code that you can just copy from the Birdeye dashboard and paste right onto your site. If you're tech illiterate like me, then you can have one of our support team um, members get in contact with you, and then we can get that set up for you. And I see a couple of people did say they want to use their landline to text. We'll make sure to get in contact with you. Thank you guys for sending those messages. Okay. Let's see. All right, I'll give it a couple more minutes so you guys can ask any other remaining questions that you have. Oh, so this is a great question. So someone asks, We would love to use our landline to text. However, it is a VoIP line. Can we do that? So the answer to that is we'll need to check in with our support team. So for those of you who don't know what a VoIP phone is, it's basically a phone that requires internet to work. So we integrate with some VoIP phones. We're gonna have to check in with you and see if your phone is eligible. But for all landline texts which don't require internet to work, Birdeye should be able to integrate. Okay, so I'll give it a few more minutes. Feel free to ask any questions that you have about interactions. Happy to go through all of them. So someone asks, I'd like to get started with receptionist and get my clients uploaded into Birdeye. So, well, thank you so much for your interest, and yeah, we can get our team in contact with you and make sure both of those are set up for you. Um, it's not a lengthy process; it can be done fairly easily. So this is a funny question. Hannah asks, "What is your favorite Birdeye feature?" So, um, I think Jennifer, I think this morning you were saying receptionist was your favorite feature. Did I get that right?
The whole interactions is my favorite right now. But you know what? We have a lot of features, but yeah, the receptionist, the custom templates is a huge hit right now, and I'm seeing it being used in so many ways. The mass texting, that's like super handy these days, just to keep everyone informed of what's going on with your business. No, I'm sorry. I cannot just pick one. I'm not biased, or I might be biased. I don't know, but I love all the interactions, has a lot packed into it. I do love the receptionist. I've been testing it. Uh, if you guys feedback, if anyone on the call has feedback on any of our features that you love, I would love to hear about it because I take all of our customer feedback and I love hearing it, or anything that you want approved. I take it all.
Yeah, go ahead and type it into the questions box while you're here. So let's see what else we've got. Hannah says reviews are her favorite feature. That is a great feature.
Yes.
But hey, like I said at the beginning of this webinar, the Birdeye platform is really meant to help businesses at every step of that customer journey, whether that's initial discovery like reviews and listings, or interactions, which is meant to help in that be chosen phase, or things like surveys and insights, which really meant to help you understand customer feedback and all of that. So hey, it's a great platform all around. Oh, here's a great piece of feedback. We've been closed due to COVID-19. The web chat has been awesome for us. That's great to hear, Hudson.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are chatting in to see. I see tons of usage on the web chat. People just love quick and easy, and being able to find. And I think it's good on both ends, both the customer and for the business. So yeah, I'd love to talk with you more. I might be reaching out to you.
Okay, so we are a little bit over on an hour, so I will end things soon. But if anyone has any final questions or comments, we'll just type them in. Maybe we can answer one or two. All right, well, I think we can end things right there. Thank you guys so much for listening in. You will get a recording of this if you have any questions on it, anything we talked about. So yeah, feel free to reach out to us. You can, if you have any questions on getting started with any of these things, you can reach out at support@birdeye.com or sales@birdeye.com. We'll be sending you an email later, again, with the recording for this. So feel free to reply to that email with any questions or comments. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Bye now.